Do it.
And we're
Do it.
live.
Do it. Do it.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Clarice. Hello, Clarice.
Good evening. Let's see. Mute this tab.
How we all doing tonight?
Face.
Fantastic. How you doing?
You know,
I'm doing well.
if I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd be doing even better.
As I mute to cough.
All right. Are we live on YouTube's?
Yes, we have one person watching.
Okay. Go live. Let's see if this works.
I
Here
don't
we
know.
go. Hey, I think it worked.
It worked. There we go. Oh, look
Hot
at there.
dog.
Oh, Scott's in there.
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing?
All right, we did it.
Mm-hmm. All
Hot
by
dog.
ourselves. We're big boys. Mommy, wow. I'm a big kid now.
I didn't even need to ask Joey. Well, I did. But kind
So what's going on, everyone? How are y'all doing?
of.
It's been a long week. Long week.
Finally
Yes.
Friday.
Organization and yeah.
Yeah, you're organizing everything over there in the shop, huh? Doing
Yeah.
all these videos, you using Forge 3D rails and sustainers and
Well,
everything.
I figured because somebody else put out such a horrible video on installing those rails, I would
Oh.
put out a
Hey.
better one.
Was it a horrible video on installing the rails, or was it a great video of what my arms look like?
Come on now. No, we don't want any
The jury's
armchair
still out.
quarterbacks over here.
Ah.
Wouldn't be an armchair videographer. It's funny. I sent a message to Tyler and I was like, "Hey, hopefully my video does the install justice." And he goes, "If your arm's not in it, I'm not watching it."
Yeah, he's gonna keep that at arm's length.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to, since I got it today, I'm going to take a video with this, but I'm probably going to, first thing I'm going to shoot is my arm to show how good it looks in 4K.
Nice. What do you got?
Everybody
there?
come
Tell
see how
everybody what
good
you
my
got
arm
there.
looks.
What's that?
What do you have there?
For
Tell
the
everybody about that.
for the
What's that?
non-viewers.
This is
That's right.
the Osmos Pocket 3 Creator Combo. It's a camera to be able to shoot
Nice.
4K in. It'll follow me around the room. Because, that's what I wanted to do. So,
Yeah.
Stop it. I
Little
don't need
creeper.
this.
Excellent.
It's my bad side.
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
But see, I love the follow feature just for like, say like you're running something through the table saw or you're doing like with me, like I'll have it focus on the spindle on my CNC or on the laser head.
yeah.
And, sometimes with the laser head, it has a little bit of an issue. It just because depending on how fast the laser's moving. But it's kind of cool. It gives it a neat little effect. Like you can push stuff through the table saw and it'll, instead of having a tracking rig, it does it for you and it'll just follow what you're doing. It's nifty. And I'll tell you, if you downloaded the app or when you download the app, there's a bunch of videos that you can watch that tell you just how to do things a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth sitting down for hour and a half and just watching all their videos. It definitely upped your game a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't taken another box yet. I got to do some pictures.
Gotta let it marinate.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
What's the marination time on that?
For me,
A
about
week?
24 hours. No, about 24
Okay.
hours for me. For Joey now, that's for years sometimes.
Yeah.
2 weeks minimum, up to a year.
Depends
Well, he
what it
got
is.
that out pretty quick.
He did. He
He
wanted
did.
that one, and you could tell. And it was like out of the box same day. Had all the pictures and everything of it, and got it all programmed in. So, got the app on his phone. So, yeah. But no, I'm holding off because I just got. I mean, it literally about an hour before the show, it showed up, and I was like, unboxed it, and then I realized my mistake, and so I'll have to two. Who ordered two? And then I looked on it, and I was like, that was this guy.
Oh, you actually ordered two of them?
I ordered
Yeah.
two of everything.
He clicked the
Nice.
wrong button.
I had like 7 windows open when I was trying to go between. Oh, what's this one do? What's this one do? What's this one do? Add this to cart so I can see and I can look at this and I can compare and I can look at. Add this to cart, and next thing I know, I got of everything. But yeah,
Well, that is the nice thing about Amazon is you can just
return it.
yep her on back.
It'll go right back in that box right there.
Mm-hmm.
Come on back.
Yeah.
I don't even need a box. I just bring stuff to Whole Foods, and I'm like, here, unwrap.
Where's ours at? Kohl's. I think it's Kohl's. We gotta
Yeah.
take it
Yeah,
I
I
have a
think I can
Kohl's.
bring it to Kohl's too.
Yeah, we take ours to Staples.
No, we don't have a Staples
I don't have
close
a
by
Staples.
anymore.
No, we've only got one within like 50 miles.
I got an Office Max, but not Staples.
Oh wow, I don't think we even have those anymore down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why they closed that. You know that Staples over by Trader Joe's, Steve, in Framingham.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
closed that a couple years ago.
They closed one in my town too.
Every
Family
time I
company.
go in there, the only people that are there are the people returning stuff to Amazon.
Oh, we had a little like print shop and stuff in ours.
Yeah, we do too. It just nobody ever uses it.
Oh, there would always be people in that one when I'd go there.
What you guys
for a
got?
while.
Going?
For a while there, I was doing like little thank you postcards in my in the stuff that I'd sell, and my printer couldn't print cardstock, so I was going and having it done at Staples, and then I switched. I got like an actual printer that can print nice thick cardstock, so aha! I went.
Nice. So you asked
Uh,
what's going on.
I did.
Yeah, what's
Um,
going on?
So not a whole heck of a lot for me. More shop organization stuff, but I did order some King's Color Core HDPE.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
to do an address sign for the house. So I got that. That came in yesterday. I got to rework the file in Vectric because the test carve that I did, I didn't quite like the font. It was not quite the way I wanted it. So I was working on that a little bit before I came on here. A couple other things. I got a package over here that's marinating from our buddy Tyler over at Forge 3D. I got to open that up tomorrow.
Ooh.
I finally ordered all of my drawer slides for the miter station. So
Oh, nice.
24 Salice Progressa slides on the way. Should be here early next week.
Fancy.
Yeah. What else? Lots of other things. Printed a whole bunch of adapters for my hopefully soon to arrive Sucket dust boot for the CNC and the ATC.
Nice.
So
Maybe.
did that.
You don't
Yeah.
have you're still waiting on the ATC, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I saw a post today that they've shipped over 1,000 ATCs so far for the Masso. They're still
nice.
holding off on the BuildBotics because they're working through some firmware bugs on the BuildBotic. So I do know that I think it was yesterday for all the folks on the BuildBotics platform, Onefinity did release a firmware update. I don't know if that's the fix that they've been waiting on to ship their ATCs or not, but hopefully
see.
I should have mine shipped out in the next week or two.
Nice.
And then I'll have everything. It's only been
Yeah.
11 months, 10 months? No, November. Math.
Yeah.
It's hard when you still have your shoes on.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One,
It says
2,
nothing
3.
about because I've got the stuff here for the firmware update.
Yep.
And it says nothing about the ATC.
Okay, maybe they're still working through that then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, stuff about the rotary, but nothing about the ATC.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's kind of most of what I've been up to this week.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I had the holiday off yesterday, so I spent majority of it out in the shop working on organization. Built another cabinet for some more sustainers.
Nice.
So I have, 'cause my plan is as I get more Festool stuff and everything, and I built these cabinets to where it'll either hold, depending on the size of the sustainer, it'll hold 2 sustainers, 1 to 2 sustainers, or it will do 3 of the sortainers of the M89s
Yep.
because they're all 310 mil interior dimension, so it'll fit 3 of those. So I can either, and I'm tempted to put rails in there just so I can kind of go, okay, go ahead and have the rails there.
Makes you have to. It makes you want to go ahead and purchase what you need
Well,
to fill them.
yeah. Well, because the plan is I want the entire lower level of the miter saw bench, all my Festool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm designing it so it will frame my wall control wall. Yeah, I'm losing 3 inches off the bottom of the wall control wall, but at the end of the day, it's for the look I'm going for. It's worth it.
Some people only have 3 inches. I mean,
Yeah, Which, if I really want to get crazy, if it's that big of a deal, I can always undo the wall and raise it.
right. Yeah.
So downside is that causes me to destroy the LED lighting that's around it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a cheap, like $15 light strip, so it's not going to hurt my feelings if I have to do that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those LED strips that the lights are so spaced out that you get a distinct light along the wall. It looks like Christmas lights, so it kind of looks like crap. So I've already been thinking about replacing it anyway, so I can get a little higher quality strip to where it's a solid light wrapping everything.
I got the ones I got were, I think they're
Ovi?
Like 3 or 4 in row, but they're 4 foot long, rolled up sticky light strips is what they are. That's what you see in my shop. I got those, and then you can daisy chain them together. You can daisy chain them. It has splits in them, so you could split off and do other things with them. I actually have 6 on one switch, and I have 2 switches, and so that gives me 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, 6.
Were you talking about your ceiling lights or?
No, I'm talking about my LED inside my cabinets.
Okay, yeah.
So I have my so it comes with a switch. It comes with a power thing for it. It all these. I mean, it comes with the buku of hardware for them. But I got like 2 of them for like $26. And I thought, well, these are going to be junk, but we'll just try them out because somebody suggested them and they worked great.
Yeah. And that was and this, with all the moving stuff around, I ended up hitting one of the modules, and so now I have 4 that will only glow blue. They won't do any other color.
It's a great color.
Oh, that's my
Well, I mean, that's tends to be the color I keep it in there anyway. So
yeah,
I just can't do any kind of like rainbow effects or multicolor effects or anything with it.
There are no other colors.
Yeah. So I just
Gray,
want a little
blue,
white
and brown.
Yeah. I just want a little color back there because that's kind of going to be my backdrop for intros and outros for videos and stuff. And
yeah,
you just want something back there. So I don't know. We'll play around with it and see.
something.
Yeah.
So we've been up to mustache.
Oh man, works was crazy this week. I golfed on Wednesday. I played really. I shot a 43, which is good. good for me right now. I started off back-to-back pars, and I was like, ooh, and I just knew I wasn't going to be able to hold it. But my opponent played the best round of his life, and I was giving him 4 strokes, so I ended up losing the match. What did he have? 11 to 7. Ended up losing the match, and I was almost in the running for what do we do? We do first to third for individuals. So this past week was the last week of golf for the first half. So whoever is in the top 3 for individual, we're not in teams. My partner's been kind of good week, bad week, good week, bad week, which we all have. But yeah, whatever. I want some money regardless, and I did design a file for my 3D printer to hold grinder angle grinder discs because I just had them like loose in a little like bag, and I had like paper towel on them just so the discs wouldn't like grind against each other while they're in there. And I decided to just make a file. I didn't even look online. I still haven't looked online to see if there's a file out there for that, but that came out pretty good. I put a little reel on my Instagram. I haven't posted on Instagram for a really long time. And yeah, the Instagram was like, okay, we'll show this to like 4 people. as they do when you decide
I watched
to
it
post again.
twice.
I'm
Yeah.
right in the same boat, brother. I don't think I've posted in like a month and a half. 2
And
months.
I don't think it matters because I've been having videos that have getting 2,000 to 3,000 views, and then I post that video of the sys rails, and it's like, here's
Mhm.
500 views.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
I feel like
okay.
it's those videos where you take a lot of time to edit them,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this is gonna be great, and then it just flops.
Yeah.
And then those other videos where you're like, this is so stupid. It's one cut, and it goes crazy.
Yeah. Did y'all see that that post on well, I'm sure Mustache did not, but TikTok, they stated that the algorithm now is that if your friends and family like it, they will then start pushing it out to everybody else. But if they don't like it, they're not going to do it.
There's a setting
the-
you can turn off.
Yeah. Where it doesn't go to your friends and family first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I turned that setting off, and guess what it did?
Did it go shoot up?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it made no difference.
Awesome.
And this is
how
in
do they know
TikTok
that?
or in IG?
TikTok.
Yeah, it made no
You-
difference. Actually,
I
I think my
haven't
view
looked.
count went down.
Are they like
Yeah.
using last name? Like how does
No, it's
TikTok
based
know
on the
your
people
family?
that you're
In your friend
friends
list.
with.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
friends
because
list.
if you if Matt and I follow each other, so we're friends on
Okay.
TikTok. Yeah. I said on TikTok.
Okay.
But yeah, it's ridiculous how they do
Interesting.
it.
I did one of those trial reels on Instagram a while back of just
Yeah.
like a 3D print fail where it was just spaghetti everywhere, and Instagram was like, well, you don't get them all. Like,
Yeah.
thanks for that boost of inspiration.
I used to be part of a group called the support group, and there was 10 or 15 of us in it. And the whole rule, the only rule of the whole group was every day you post, you share it to the group. Everyone in the group goes and likes your video and comments. And back in the day, it actually helped.
It did.
And then it was just like, then we started noticing that the reels that we didn't share to the group and have that happen did really well. The ones that did really bad. And so we were like, all right, guys, it's nice being friends with y'all, but see ya. And I talked to like 2 people out of that group now.
I was in one of those, and it just became a chore. You know, it's just like there was
Yeah.
at the end before I left, there was like one person that was posting fairly regularly,
Yeah, I
and the
think
rest
that
of us were just kind of lingering.
they renamed the group about a year ago to the BJ and Dustin show because there was only two of us that was still posting there. Because everybody else just like, I don't care about social media anymore. We're not gonna like. They all just quit making content. Period. And yeah, then it was like I was talking to him one day because he lives down the road from me, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna post there anymore. Nobody cares." I'm like, because it was like the two of us would post and then go like each other's videos, and nobody else would like them. I was like, whatever. And yeah, it got to be a chore. I was like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it was like running a podcast.
Except you actually like the people that you're in the group with.
Mm-hmm.
Who said I liked you?
Yeah, hurt my feelings.
Oh, I kid. I keyed. Oh. So what about you, Matt? What have you been up to this week's?
I hadn't been. I mean, I went in the shop once, put up 2 more rails to at least get the sustainers up. Got the air conditioner. They had one of my air conditioners been going good for 9 years now, 8.5, almost 9 years. And it kind of went kaput on me. Got a hole in the coil, and on those mini splits, they get a hole in the coil, they're done.
Yep.
So I had it replaced with a different brand I'm not used to, a brand I've never actually heard of. But they recommended it, and they gave me a 2.5, 3 year warranty on it. So we'll see what it does. And I let them install it. Now I got to build a new filter box for it because it's a little deeper than the LGs that I had. So by about 1.75 inches deeper. So I'll have to build a new box for it, get it up there. I already got my filters. I already got everything set up. I just got to get it, add on to it, and make a slide in for it. So it all works out great. I got 26 bowl blanks cut yesterday.
Dang,
Whoa.
look at you.
And I got done with that. It's like I look over at the pile and it's like, okay, it's dwindled down to where I can actually see the door now. I was like,
that door was there.
Well, what it is they had to move all these bowl blanks out of the way so they could get to the air conditioner. And I was like, I am not just moving those back. We're gonna cut them up to move them back, and that's what I did. And it was kind of the motivation to get me motivated to do so.
Yeah.
And so I cut them all up, and I mean, I didn't realize I had that much burl. I really didn't. I mean, this is local burl. And so I cut up. They're all about 14 to 20 inches in diameter. Cut them all up, got them on shelves. So now I got pieces of all the offcuts that I got to cut up into stuff for pen blanks and knife scales. So I'm going to get those all cut up. It was just a different jig. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done for right now. That's a different motivation.
So when you say cut them up, you're just cutting them up into the cylinder.
Yes.
You're not doing a pre gouge or
nope. Just
like
a
okay.
cylinder. Now it's got centered marked on both sides, so that way I can when I go to the lathe, I just I can pop it on real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you do that like when you're cutting a bowl? Do you do like rough it out and then do the whole paper bag trick with the shavings to help it dry out a little faster or whatever that's for?
So I do if I'm doing traditional wood, yes. Okay.
Like
but
green wood.
Right. If I'm just doing wood all the way through, yes, I'll dry them out, use dry sawdust shavings. I usually use bigger shavings. It kind of helps out a little bit better, lets air get into it, doesn't mold. But I'll usually do that if I'm doing traditional wood. And I've got to have a specialty piece. Like I got some walnut in there that's about 14 inches thick, and it's a 20-inch bowl blank. I'll probably dry those out in wood shavings, and then what I'll end up doing is cutting it out, and it's about 2 inches thick all the way through when I do it, because
Okay.
you're usually trying to get down to about 1/8 to 1/4.
Yeah.
And I'll run it 2 inches, and it'll get a little wobbly on me. It'll still get a wobble, but I'll have a tendon or something to grab a hold to, and I'll cut it back out.
Okay.
But if what I usually do, and a lot of people don't realize this, is I'll crack my boards on purpose. So I'll get them cut to 2.5, 3 inches, and then I'll
Mhm.
put them in the oven, and I'll dry them in the oven.
Oh, so they quick dry.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they split. And then I'll take that same bowl blank and put it inside of a cylinder and cast it in cactus juice, so that I'm stabilizing it. And then I clean it all up, and then I cast it in resin. So all those cracks.
Ooh.
So then when I cut it, all those cracks look like, I call them peekaboos, but it's just little peekaboos of color that come through it all.
There's a traditional, I want to say it's Japanese or Chinese thing where they fix pottery and stuff with gold.
Right.
Japanese. I
Oh
believe.
yes,
I can't remember what it's called, and that's kind of similar to what you're doing, but you're fixing it with epoxy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and another way I wanted to do it is I learned this one from Sprague Wood Turning. He's up in Canada. He does a lot of inlays, or he used to do a lot of inlays with stone, is what he would do his inlays into, and then he'd put it in there with CA glue, and then turn around and return it. There it is, right there.
Kintsugi. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kintsugi.
Yeah. Because I did a charcuterie board that fell apart on me, and I redid it that way.
But Sprague Wood Turning, his stuff nowadays, his last 2.5 years, he's done a lot of resin turning. But before that, he was primarily known as inlay. He'd do the rim inlays, he'd do the inside, any kind of cracks with an inlay. I mean, it was just beautiful stuff. A lot of
Hard on
soapstone.
tools.
Oh yeah,
Well, I guess soapstone wouldn't be
soapstone,
that
but no,
hard.
but he'd use a lot of other stuff, and it's pretty cool to go check out what he's done.
Okay.
That's I mean, I got a lot of ideas from him. In fact, I did a bowl where I did the inlay on just the rim, the very top of the rim. I cut an inlay into it, and then I did it with resin, because
Yeah.
who's got time to sit there and put all that stone in there and put CA glue in it?
It's like those guys that do the turquoise thing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and I did that, and that turned out really nice. And so, of course, I've never done it again because it turned out nice. But that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to get back into. In fact, Mark over here Mark of Kane is the one that won the bowl blank, and that's one of the ones I'm going to be turning. I did it when I casted the bowl. I kind of rough turned it down to a level, and then I cut the whole entire thing, like you have its grooves all the way around it. Okay.
Okay.
And then I casted it, so that way it sucked up all that resin in between. So when I'm turning this, my hope for this is that it's going to it'll have those basically look like teeth marks all the way around it.
You think he's going to stay?
No,
Nope.
he gone.
He realized we're live.
He realized we're live, and he's gone. He's witness protection. I'm telling you. But my hope for this one is I turned my bandsaw on a 45, so the bed was on a 45, and so when I'm running into it the entire time, it's cutting on a 45 all the way around it, so it would have wood. It's what was in my head, and I was trying to get it out there. It didn't come out exactly the way I wanted to, but it came out pretty nice. And I had to make sure it was deep enough so that when I do cut this, that I can see before I get to it and take it all out. So we'll see how it comes out.
That's one thing my wife's always asked for is she wants a wooden bowl, just for like when she's doing veggies, like a trash bowl, or maybe to do salads and stuff in. And I swear every time we go to some store and we find a wooden bowl, I'm like, oh, these things look like crap, or they're for what you're paying for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because even you go to like IKEA, their bamboo bowls are ridiculously expensive for what they are.
Oh, they're made of grass. Come on.
Yeah, it's like I need to either make her one or buy one from one of you guys.
Not me.
Yeah. Well, you'll just epoxy it to something.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I am not, Scott.
I'll tell you what, Scott. We'll swap. You send me slabs, and I'll send you a bowl. I think that's
There you
fair.
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
if that's the trade,
Fair
I've
deal.
got some maple burl and stuff. I'll send you and let you make a bowl out of it.
I didn't realize I had that much maple burl sitting in there. I also got some walnut burl,
Ooh,
which I've never seen
Ooh.
before. So that's pretty nice. It was like a big log, and I had like 7 knots right there all together. And then of course, then there's one way over here and one way. And I was like, nope, I just want to focus on that. And I just cut that out as the bowl. And so I'm going to see how that turns out. And I got to get out there with a pressure washer or something and get all the bark off from it. And so it's nice and cleaned up, and then see what I got to work with.
nice.
If I come pick one up, so Scott says for me to come pick one out. If I come pick one out, he's going to have me on that bandsaw mill for days. I know what's going to happen.
That's right.
Mhm. You got to
He
pay me
knows
That's
back.
what
part
he's
of the deal.
doing.
You got to work for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
This-
lost his college guy. He needs that
Yep.
hand.
College kid will realize he's going to make more money working for Scott.
Yeah.
Yep. See. Yeah. here.
I was hoping Scott would get another replacement, but I mean, the knowledge that kid gained working in Scott's shop for that time. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
I would have loved that when I was his age to be able to do that. And I might not have finished college. I always wonder that, just like if I was into, like look at what's the kid's name? He's like 16.
Evan?
Evan, yeah, Evan's woodshop workshop.
yep.
Mhm.
Something like
Uh,
that.
I
Yeah.
think it's workshop.
Yeah, I met him at Maker Camp, and like super super humble, like, oh man, but like to get into basically where we're all at that age, like,
Oh yeah.
what does your future look like? That part of it just like seems so cool to me. Like learning all the stuff as a teenager, and then just perfecting that
Yeah.
over the next however many years you stick with it.
Mustache, you make it sound like you don't have the ability to do the same thing.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, Steve.
Finish the quote. Finish the quote. Do you not know the full quote?
I didn't know
Jack
there
of
was
all
a full.
trades, a jack of all trades, a master of none, but often better than a master of one. That quote has never been meant to be an insult. It's a compliment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm putting myself down right now, so
No, don't put
so
yourself
step
down,
back.
because being a jack of all trades is usually more
good
times
thing.
than not a good thing. Yes.
And working in IT, you basically are a jack of all trades.
Yep.
Oh yeah. This whole week I've just been like fireman slash.
Because, in the world of information technology, if it's got a cord and it plugs in, you must be responsible for it.
Mhm.
So I was talking to a buddy of mine that's in that, and he's been trying to get me over to his company, and I was like, dude, I don't have a background in IT. He's like, yeah, you do. For this company, yeah, you do. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He goes, dude, 90% of what I do is making sure stuff is plugged in. That's
True.
90% of my job. And I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty easy. He's like, yeah. He's like, the downside is you're driving an hour after somebody said, yes, it's plugged in. And you get there and you go, click, it's working now. Thanks. I'm like, huh.
Yep.
My patience wouldn't allow for that, though.
Oh no, I could never. Oof.
You get to a certain point where your patience, you can.
The paycheck's worth it.
Yes.
I mean,
So
that was
love back in the day at the cell phone stores, back when people would come in and be like, my phone doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? I don't know. It doesn't work. And you hold down the power button. Because, the power button was the end key, the end call key on most old
Yep.
phones.
Mhm.
And they're like, what'd you do? You're magical. I'm like, no, I turned it on. It's like, okay.
Oh, Paul said he got his Boss Dog package yesterday.
Nice. You know if Victor ever got
Nice.
his epoxy?
I don't actually. I don't know if he's still in the live.
He just commented that 909.
Oh, I'm frozen. I'm frozen on IG. I can't. I'm trying to load my live on my phone.
He
and
just got it
doesn't even,
yesterday.
show it.
Nice. Well, hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to
His-
Keith, see if he got his boots.
His
His-
boots.
Boots.
I was looking at ordering a pair of boots from old Brunt.
I
got
heard
a
they're
few
quite-
pairs.
I've
I
heard
love
they're
'em.
quite comfortable.
Right out of the
I
box,
find
DJ.
myself. Yeah, I find myself wearing the Omens a lot more than any of the other ones that lace up, just because of the convenience.
Yeah. I want to get. I want to get those leather sticker patches that Lee made of him like dunking a basketball.
Mhm.
I want to put those right on the back.
Yep.
I just haven't.
Yeah,
I
'cause
haven't hooked up with them.
I tend to wear Hey Dudes all the time, and they're okay, but not the best art support, and not the best to be doing, heavy lifting and hard, stuff that could damage the toesies.
Yep. I think I've got Marins, I've got the Omens, and I've got, I don't know what the name of them are, but they're like a sneaker. They're like a black
Mm-hmm.
hiker
I
sneaker.
have that one.
Yeah.
It's I have that same one, Steve. I don't have the high top version, but I have the other one.
Yeah, I got the low top.
Yeah.
I'm not so.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
like
so
'em.
worried about. Not so worried about having the. Matt, if you're talking, you're muted.
Yeah, I
So,
knew it. I realized that all
Yeah.
the cool stuff I was saying, y'all missed.
Yeah,
so,
it's all right. Anyways, I'm not so much worried about having like steel toe or composite toe, mainly because in in the day job we're not required to wear steel toes. Now, one of the requirements is a pronounced heel. That's the only requirement.
But stiletto's not. You're not supposed to be wearing stiletto.
Yeah, but they're safe on a ladder.
That's the pole.
Yeah.
You all have a lot more shoes than I've ever thought of. I mean, seriously, I have, I think, 4 pair total. That's including my boots.
Oh, you would.
I just don't buy them.
Yeah. Multiple pairs of boots. I've got 3 pair of Hey Dudes that I rotate out, and then I have my lawn mowing Hey Dudes. I've got my workout shoes, my other workout shoes if I'm doing a different workout.
You change shoes to do a different workout?
Yeah, if I'm running or walking, I have those shoes, and then I have my, strength training shoes that are barefoot shoes. And normally, if I'm working at the house, I don't even wear shoes when I work out. And a few other pairs, dress shoes. I have a pair. Do you remember those Invincible shoes that were going around Instagram?
Yeah, I remember
Mhm.
everybody was cutting them up and all that kind of stuff like that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
they sent me a pair and were like, hey, if you do a video, we'll send you a pair for free. I'm like, okay. And they told me everything to do in the video. And they're like, oh, it's this proof. It won't do this. And everything they told me to do that wouldn't destroy the shoes, destroyed the shoes. And they're like, do you still want a pair of shoes? And I'm like, yeah, why not? So I've got a pair of steel toe tennis shoes. I mean, there's a free pair of $100 shoes. Why not?
What's
And I
up,
think I've
fellas?
worn them twice. What's up?
Not much, Chair. How are you?
Doing good. Just trying to get my earpods set up.
Nice.
So yeah, your background noise is a little
Yeah.
spicy.
I just changed the settings right here to reduce the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna do that again right now.
I'm over here watching my printer in the background, waiting for it to run out of filament so I can change. Which I
What are you
did find out. Bins for the sustainers.
All right, how about now, guys? Better?
A little bit
Better.
better.
All right.
I did confirm yet again that the Bamboo Labs can sit idle for up to 8 hours in the middle of a print. And then you can refill the filament and it will go right back to printing with like it never even skipped a beat.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
love it. Yeah, it happened. I got the alert. I checked the alert on my phone. It ran out of filament 5 minutes after I went to bed last night.
Oh man, you serious?
Yeah, and I came here to check it this morning. I was like, "Oh, the prints are done." And when I opened the office door, I'm like, "Why is that fan still running?" I was like, "Oh," and it was just and like it when I put the new filament in, it's like, "Oh, 30 minutes left on the print." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Oh damn.
But and they finished 10 minutes before I left for work this morning. I didn't even get to play with them. Because my plan was I was going to start a new print this morning and it would be done when I got home from work.
What were you
Which
printing?
obvious-
What were you trying to print?
Stuff for the sustainers that I'm working on.
Okay.
Just trying to get all my hardware organized. And I mean, I
Yeah.
spent yesterday printing labels and stuff like that because I did the, I put my logo on the labels.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I just started another print for the Gridfinity sockets.
Yeah.
Been printing a bunch of different ones and everything like that, and some of them are working out, some aren't. The sockets aren't the right sizes, so that's why the other night I downloaded Fusion on my desktop. So I'm gonna try to learn that, so that way I could design my own and make sure they're the right ones for the craftsman. Because a lot of the ones
Yeah.
that are for the craftsmen that are on Maker's World, they're not the right size for them.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to make sure that they're there so I could put them out there so anybody that wants them could actually have a correct set for the
Yeah.
craftsman.
I will say majority of those quick and simple designs like that, I use Tinkercad.
Tinkercad?
Tinkercad,
Okay.
yeah. And I go to the whatever the website is where you can design the Gridfinity, the blanks,
Okay.
import that into Tinkercad, and then put my holes in or do whatever I need to do with that. But I'm going through the course right now with Fusion, so I can actually learn how to do it in there.
Fusion's the winner.
Yeah, but it's just for quick and easy stuff. I've been using Tinkercad for so long. It's like doing those labels. I can have a label made in 2 minutes, you know, but I know for like in-depth stuff, because Tinkercad is very basic.
Yeah.
For really detailed stuff and intricate stuff, yeah, you're going to want to use Fusion 100%. But quick and dirty stuff, yeah, Tinkercad's the way to go. Like you need a quick box for something, yeah.
Okay.
I just pulled my bolt off, Matt. It came out pretty good.
Yeah, look at there.
Let's
Did you
see.
want it that thick?
Yeah, I wanted it to fit in the hole.
Okay.
Let's see if she fit.
So many comments.
Not gonna say anything.
Just gonna keep my mouth shut. Let's
There
go
we
ahead and
go.
mute Matt real quick.
Keeping it PG.
Yep.
I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, but you're thinking it,
Oh God, yes.
and sometimes
Yep.
the filter doesn't
Oh.
stop, doesn't
Yeah.
work. That spam filter's broken.
Mm-hmm.
Success. Great success.
Success.
Nice.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good. Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't
that's so
used
nice.
Tinkercad before. Matt and I are still stuck on SketchUp.
I've been doing SketchUp since 2010. I think it's 2010. And so I got 15 years into SketchUp, and now everyone's like, "Oh, change."
You're such a
Yeah.
hipster.
Hey, and that's the thing. If it works, it works. And I
Yeah.
even bought the course for Fusion from I Like to Make Stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. And I still, it's a habit I'm trying to break. I'm still finding myself going back to Tinkercad.
Well, there's those weird things that you don't know how to do
Yeah.
that you do know how to do it in that other program. And
Right.
you know, I was talking to Jason a couple nights ago. I was just like, you know, we have all these programs. If you've used the laser before, you've probably used Lightburn. If you've
Yeah.
done if you have a 3D printer, you might have done some like modeling and something or whatever. And in some cases, you know that this one piece of software does this really well, like Lightburn, for example. Like I want to
Yeah.
trace an image, like bring that into Lightburn and then export it out of Lightburn and then bring it somewhere else. And like
Yeah.
I find myself doing that a lot where I'm just like pop it out of here. You know, I'm going between different programs just because I'm familiar with
Yeah.
that shining ability that they have.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's where I get so confused, is pulling in SVGs and blah blah blahs and blah blah blahs. And I'm like, I'm still counting my fingers here, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do
It's
with
like
my hands.
I
Exactly.
started like with the whole laser, and when I was doing the plasma cut signs and stuff, I used a software called Inkscape.
Never heard of
And
that
it was
one.
Oh, I've heard
it
of
was
that
a-
before.
A free open source, like it was essentially Adobe Illustrator, but it
Okay.
was free, and it was designed primarily for PC, but it would work on Mac. But you kind of had to. There was another software you had to download, and it worked. And then one day they did a firmware update, and it quit working on Mac. Or no, Mac
Oh,
did a
wow.
firmware update, and it quit working. And the
Yeah.
guys that made Inkscape, like they sent out a thing. They had a thing on their forum, like, we are working feverishly to get this back to our Mac users. And it just never happened. And I was like, well, I need a way to create SVGs for this, you know, for my CNC and my plasma
Yeah.
table. So then I switched over to Adobe, to Illustrator, and it was in Inkscape to me was like Tinkercad. It is caveman simple. It does what it does.
Yeah.
It's
it does
very
your job.
simple. Yeah. Then you go over to Illustrator, and it's like
Whoa,
I
what
sat there
happened?
for 2 days watching videos to try to figure out how to do a simple thing that I figured out how to do in 5 seconds on Inkscape.
Yeah.
And that's just the difference in technology. That's the one issue I have with Adobe, is I feel like they overcomplicate their software, their programs
It's
to a point.
It's all that I can do this, and you can do this, and you can chew bubble gum, and you can walk down the street, and you can do this, and tie your shoes at the same time, and it's great to have all that functionality, but
I
the
need
ease of
ABC.
use. Yes, the ease of use needs to be
Yep.
there. And we're designing another program at work right now, and they're trying to model it off of what I did because mine's so easy to use.
Uh-huh.
But they're trying to put all the bells and whistles, and I made the comment the other day, this thing's going to end up being able to wipe our butt, right? Because that's
Yeah.
what you're doing, is you're putting
Right.
everything in it that you're making it so complicated that nobody can see
Yep.
the box anymore. And that's why I tell them, you got to build the box, and then you add things to the box that make, window dressings and this
Yep.
and a roof. But once you start putting on doohickeys and flippy flopples and this and that and all over this thing,
Yeah.
Nobody recognized it, and now you have a Dr. Seuss thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're dealing with the same thing. They're trying to change our account management software.
Mm-hmm.
The software that we currently use, it's super simple. We make fun of it because it's so simple, but it works. This new software, and we're going through the testing phases, and there's certain things we have to use it for. It's like, guys, why does it take me 3 steps in here when the old software took me 1?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's better, it's more efficient. No, it's not.
No,
If it's taking me 3 steps to do 1, it is not more efficient. It's not. And it's like, well, but there's less risk of causing issues in accounts and doing this. I'm like, I get that. Why not take all this energy and time and effort and go and revamp the other software to make it safer, to make it so you can't tear stuff up, and it's just like, and you see it a lot because it's, you're, like you're saying, all these software companies, they want all these bells and whistles and this glitter and glam. It's like, it's kind of that old, looking at cars, 30 years ago, we could fix them with a hammer and a screwdriver. Now, if you don't have a computer,
you can't do nothing to it no more.
no. And it's like, I'm not that old. I'm only 39. I like simple.
Baby.
I like things to just work. And unfortunately, we're not in that world. Everything's got to be 3 steps and 5 steps to do the single step that we used to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
True that.
And it's okay, yeah. And just like a project, you need to get small wins with Fusion and to add it. Otherwise, you'll get frustrated quickly. Yeah, it's like, I just make it simple.
Keeping it simple, stupid.
I'm not doing rocket surgery here.
Rocket surgery. Scalpel.
So please,
Damn it, Jim! I'm not a rocket surgeon.
That's what my dad always said. Keep it simple, stupid.
Hey,
That's what
the KISS method is
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that's what we used to preach all the time at work, is the KISS method. And now it's like that doesn't exist anymore. Why beat in a nail 10 times when you can just drive in a screw?
True. What's a nail?
Steve, have you used that Shape of Origin?
I have used it. I don't own one. I've demoed it a few times. It's a
And?
pretty awesome little machine. It was on my list of things to get this year, but Onefinity decided they wanted to drop some new products and give an amazing deal during Black Friday. So I kind of redirected that money for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
As one does.
So-
Oh yeah.
yes, it is still
Yeah.
on the list, and I will own one eventually, but probably not until next year. And especially
So-
now that they got the new I'm forgetting the name of it, but basically the thing that puts it into the Origin Bench Pilot, I think it's called.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It kind of turns it into a mini CNC.
So walk me through it. I mean, you got these dots all over the place. You're playing dominoes, and then next thing you know, you're carving stuff. Explain it to me.
Yeah, so the short story is the little domino patterns are they create the space, so it knows where it is in space, the X and the Y.
Mhm.
So it has a camera on the front of it, and what you do is you lay out your tape. If you don't have one of their plates or workstations,
Mhm.
which are pre-labeled for smaller work, you can basically use the tape and create a 100-foot by 100-foot pattern. And what you do is, before you carve, you scan that area, and based on the reading, it knows where it is in that XY coordinate. And then on the screen, it has a vast database, and like some of the things that to me really impressed me is the fact that they have tie-ins with like sauce hinges and everything, and a lot of the those are already pre-programmed in there, so you can just look in the database and say, I have this model hinge, and it already has that set, so you don't have to say I got to make an oval that's 3/4 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch deep and whatever. It's just
Mhm.
already in there pre-programmed. So you pick it, and then you can place it where you want on your project. And once you place it, you move to that location, and you end up putting the cutting area within that spot, and it turns blue. And while you're in that area, you press the go button, and it will take that spindle and either drop it to its designated height on the Z axis, and it will tell you either follow the marching ants in the pattern that you need to cut what you're trying to cut. And as you go along, if it needs, let's say, 4 passes to get to the depth that it needs, it will automatically, go that specific first distance, and then when you come back around to that starting origin point, it will drop down and it'll drop in, another, let's say, 1/16 of an inch, and until it gets that final depth. And in some cases, if the area is small enough, let's say you're drilling a hole, you can just leave it there, and even if it's larger than what the bit is that you have, let's say you have a 1/4 inch bit and you're trying to carve a
1 inch
half
hole or
inch
something, or
half inch hole, right? If it's within that area, you can just press the button, and it will automatically do like a corkscrew down and make that entire half inch hole without you actually really moving the machine, because the spindle has it's almost like on a gyroscope is the only way I can really equate it to, because if you move outside of the designated cutting area, it
Mhm.
will automatically stop and lift the spindle. So obviously, if you go really, really fast, you can damage your work. But if you're going at a relatively slow pace and you're following the cutting path, the tool path basically, and you stay within the cutting area, the machine will automatically, move to keep you in the center of that tool path. So that's kind of pretty awesome. I mean, it really is a sweet machine.
It's also almost $3,000.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it is a handheld CNC,
Oh yeah,
right? I mean, instead of stepper motors piloting your X, Y, and Z, it's you're the X and
You.
Y, and
yeah.
the machine is the Z.
And it has a little bit of X and Y in the machine.
Yes, absolutely, to keep you on that track. But you might have a half inch of play X and Y across your line. I'm guessing, I don't know exactly, don't quote me on it, but this conversation will say you can go a half an inch left and right of your line, and it will continue to cut directly on your line. If you don't have a Woodcraft or a dealer near you, that's unfortunate. But if you do, I would highly recommend going and checking it out and seeing if they offer demos. Because if you can get your hands on one and try it out, it's pretty awesome.
Our
And don't
Rockler
forget,
used to have
in the
one.
bio.
That's right. Link in the bio.
Oh, look at that. Joey's there. Yeah, for our non-watchers, Joey is obviously busy this weekend, so we had to party without him.
And maybe he's
All right.
still creeping in on checking on us, make sure we're not, messing up over here.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll mess up.
So why do you ask Matt about the Shaper? Are you interested in getting one, or are you just looking for more info?
I don't understand it, and so I had an idea, and I wanted to confirm that that's what it really does. Is that basically you're pulling a router, and it's reading those dominoes or dots or whatever, and then it's
Yep.
adjusting as it goes. And I imagine that there's a screen sitting there showing where you're supposed to be going.
Yes,
And then
100%.
you don't have to be 100% perfect on it.
That's correct.
And then it's allowing, it's giving side to side so that you're not, and it's probably auto correcting you going, hey, move over this way. So, and I'm on my best behavior, Joey. I have I haven't cussed not one time yet.
Yes.
So what you're talking about? Oh, let me go back up here.
Almost.
So yeah, that's a little screen.
Mm-hmm. All I see is
There you go.
dots.
You see it there?
Yeah.
So yeah, then you can design your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's what he was talking about, the little
Yeah.
the ants. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the marching ants will actually go in the direction you're supposed to cut. So if you're supposed to cut counterclockwise, they will march in a counterclockwise fashion. If you're supposed to cut clockwise, they will go the opposite way. And that tells you the way you're supposed to move the shape or origin.
And so there's like, these are the work plates and workstations and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Doesn't Festool own them now? Or the parent company that owns
The
Festool?
parent company that owns Festool also owns
Yeah.
Shaper.
Because they also own SawStop too, don't they?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah. And I think there's a few other companies that they own as well, but I don't recall them off the top of my head. I know at one point they used to own Narix, but I think they may have sold them off recently. I may be wrong.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out,
EPS
Matt.
Tools.
I just like to know. I like to. I may not want something, but I want to know how it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because
Totally get that.
it gives me ideas for other things down the road.
I mean, you go to some of these conventions, Matt. You can actually play with the. Play
See,
with it.
y'all trying to get me to like talk to people and be around
Yeah, you can just
people.
beeline. Just put headphones in.
Yeah.
Like not right now. You can even do some blinders like a horse has on his face, just like
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I mean, that's been my only issue about going to these things is just,
The people.
yeah.
Yeah.
They want to talk to you or touch you or.
Now they want to talk, that's for sure. They talk.
twist your mustache. Oh, you don't get that? Oh.
Joey, go away. Nobody cares that you're leaving things in boxes.
How many sustainers have you bought tonight? Huh.
Woodcraft.
Too many,
Uh,
probably.
That should be a week. That should change to this week,
Mhm.
Victor.
Yes. He's slow.
Joey's going to
That's-
Woodcraft tomorrow. What
He
what
is.
is he buying tomorrow?
Exactly.
Who knows? Who knows?
Mm.
I just be like, I want one of everything.
12 more. 12 more
And you
sustainers.
no, he did not. He purchased 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. He purchased 18. Don't let him lie.
Jeez.
Because he purchased 12 to match my 12, and then I purchased that, and I don't know the name of it, so please don't, but it's the one with the small sustainers that go in sideways.
Sortainer.
That's got
Oh,
the three.
the six
The
six small mini sustainer.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I got mine, and he said, "You got one?" I said, "Yeah." So he ordered one right then. I had to
Can't
have it.
live.
I saw it at Tyler's, and I was like, that right there. I see so many possibilities
Yeah.
for that size sustainer that you could use. It's a perfect pack, like a small, just grab it and go kind of pack
Mhm.
out kind of thing. That I was like, yep, gotta have that.
The Rack 6 is what they call it on the Sustainer store.
Yeah.
They have them in stock now. Ooh.
Mm.
Add to cart.
It's
I got mine through
$180.
Festo. I got mine through Festo. I don't care that it's a different color. I wanted it.
Well, you won't be able to tell anyway. So
Yes, Dobbs, we're live. Yes.
yeah, Patsy, we're live on everything.
Yes.
We're live everywhere.
So my channel, Mustache's channel, BJ's channel, and then Instagram, and then of course Facebook on all 3 channels as well.
Yeah, I didn't push Joey. I didn't push Joey out there today.
We're kind of like American Express right now. We're everywhere you want to be.
Oh yeah, Patsy. The comments from IG don't come into this. I have to like go flip back and forth.
Yeah, are you watching those?
I'm trying to. We had Gray the Bushy. That was he's in Australia. Joey and I had him on our live one night. He's a lot.
I've been watching
Who's
McDonald's,
that?
but right now I'm using the router, so I can't do that.
I don't know his actual name. I just call him Gray the Bushy because that's his IG.
Joey, if we waited on him to do that one job, we'd still be waiting. Come on now.
What was the one job? What was the one job?
You didn't push Joey's stuff out there.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
super
about that. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Hold on, wait. Can I do that now? Can I switch it?
No,
Can I add it?
no. We're in the middle of a stream.
I'd be able to do it.
No. Don't do it. Don't screw up.
Crash.
It'll be
everything
really
else.
choppy. It'll be really choppy and weird.
Sorry about that.
I wonder. Oh, I want to get off my hotspot, but I don't know if the Wi-Fi is gonna keep me up here. Yeah, we'll just stay. We'll just stay on here for a minute.
Okay, let's do that.
Fine. We'll do it.
You got that golf clap down pat, don't you?
Oh yeah, I know people.
Think so.
Breaking my
Over.
streak. I should have messaged you. I'm sorry, Joey.
Didn't know there was a
Sorry.
streak, Joey.
I didn't know either
I didn't know either.
because you were gone like 3 weeks ago and wasn't on here, so there was no streak.
Yeah, your 3-week streak. Streak. Get out of here.
I tell you that I love him and he gets on my nerves, but I have a lab manager who is straight from the Bronx, kind of just, oh my gosh, the accent, the attitude, the whole 9 yards. And sometimes I'll just call him up just to hear him say stuff. I feel like, say this. He says it just cracks me up. But to hear you guys talk sometimes reminds me of sometimes the Boston accent, and then you got the New York accent. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I love hearing that. I just thought about him
You
today.
just add a few drinks and the Boston accent really comes out.
Oh, it gets thicker.
Wicked thick.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Wicked piss.
Oh, the Boston,
Wicked
the
pickup.
Boston, the Boston and the New York, they kind of intersect at some
Cross.
point.
Yes. Yeah, they cross. Yes, they
They're
do.
like the same.
No, they're very different.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's almost like the same.
No, they're different. There's a lot of
Hey.
differences, but I'll tell you one thing though is there's the the cussing that comes with the New York one. That's like every other word. Every
Well,
other one, he's got to be cussing.
It's
I'm like,
Boston,
okay.
It's Boston with Matt regular, and then it's New York when he has a couple drinks in him, and then it's really New York when he has about 4 or 5 drinks in him. Woo, better.
I've never lived in New York though. The Boston's a complete
It's a different.
fabrication. It's AI. It's AI actually.
It's not really me. I'm not really here.
I'm actually a fake person.
JR, what you making over there, bud? Just sawdust?
Ooh.
Right now, I'm flush trimming the edge of the barbecue cabinet.
Okay.
Let me show you
Ooh,
around.
nice.
Camera, front, reverse. So right now, I'm just cutting this off right now, flush trimming it.
Uh-huh.
You can see the wood grain.
Yeah. Okay.
So from it, not to mess up the wood grain while I'm going with the router plate with some blue painter's tape on it, and it's coming out pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, at least one of us is doing something. So.
Got to get it out, you know.
Yeah, printed something. Does that count?
I'm printing something right now.
Yeah, no, I can hear it.
15-hour print.
Right now. Yeah.
Hey, that's from me to you right there. I allow you to listen to that.
Wow.
That's 15 hours and 57-minute print.
Dang it, so I'm sitting here looking at that
Oh,
6-pack rack system that you got, Matt.
Yeah.
I really want it, but then it throws off my whole flow of racks.
It does, but I'm telling you, that one right there is one that you sit off to itself. So what I'm going to do is it's going to sit on the left-hand side of my miter saw.
Okay.
Need one for the right now.
No, because that one's
just
going
have
to be that's all M89s that's going down the right-hand side.
Well, see,
so
but
it's going to be
the left
4
the
rows
left,
of M89s.
and see that's the other thing I'm thinking, because the left side of my miter saw is my router table.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess I could stack it because I've got an empty sustainer sitting above the M89s.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it could go up there because that empty sustainer can just go somewhere else. Because that's the sustainer my sander came in, and the sanders, it sits on the sustainer. It's hooked to the sustainer for my dust collector.
Now it's got a bunch of dividers that's in it, but I
Mhm.
see some foam going in that.
Yeah.
Being able to lay out tools that you want, or I see the dividers I see would work really well with dominoes.
Yeah.
So that way you're not grabbing a big bulky bag. You can just grab just a couple that you're going to need for the dominoes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to work out good. And then the other one they came out with, and Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like they have a words are escaping my mind. For drilling.
Forstner bits?
Forstner bits?
Well, I want the Forstner bit one, but I think about designing my own thing because I don't use the Festool Forstner bits. I don't have them. I have my own. I forget what company I have, but I'm thinking about designing an insert for that so they snap in place for my own stuff.
Yep.
But what are the countersink bit? They have a countersink bit for Festools that fit in almost that same exact size sustainer. Is that correct?
I don't think they still make that. That may have been a limited edition run, and I know that they also have bit cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
One of the bit cassettes may have a countersink bit.
This is like a 3-piece countersink bit that was interchangeable. I saw it the other day on Instagram.
It's not ringing a bell. But
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't mean they don't make it.
Right. But I was looking for something like that, like like a countersink set, putting up in there that you would put the countersink set, and right next to it the plug cutter, so that you could
Okay.
cut
Yeah.
the plug to the same size, and you can work have a couple different sets in there because you don't use all the same size screw all the time.
Yep.
And that way you'd have it all sitting right in there and labeled.
Oh, are you thinking about the Amana set of countersinks that there's? I think they make one that comes in a Festool sustainer, a mini sustainer.
Let me see
It's got the
here.
little gold brass thing on it for the countersink for the depth stop. I think Amana, however you say it, makes one.
No, this was in a Festool container. But I see the Amana one right there. I'm looking for the There was one for Festool.
I think I've seen that pre-cut in a Festool mini sustainer. Yes. Woodpeckers looks like they have it. Come on. Why won't you work?
Just when you think it's going to work, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Of course not. I'm using the same words. Just use those.
Well, I found a picture on Google. It won't open the link, but Amana Tools 12-piece countersink set with Thanos case. $199.
Edition grilling sustainer. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I can see it in my head. Does that count?
Hmm.
Because I know it had like an interchangeable bit that you put like the the bit in the center was different sizes that you could put into it, but it had the same size shank, so that way you could have different size.
Hole saw.
Kind of like a hole saw, but it's for countersink, so the outside edge would be the same, and then so your outside diameter would be the same, but your inside, so that if you had a thinner screw with a larger head, you'd be able to
I don't know
do
if that link's going to work. It doesn't want to quite load, but that's the link it's showing me.
Yeah, because I've got one of those countersink bits that's got the bearing on the outside. So it's
Yeah,
you know,
I got one too. Yeah,
but I have to make sure I
big-
use at least a number 8 or larger screw with it, or number 6 or larger.
All right.
No,
Matt,
that's the. I just put it in the private chat. That's at least the link to what I'm trying to describe.
Yes, that's it right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that sustainer? Those small sustainers.
Yep.
yeah.
That's what I want.
Those are the ones. Yeah, those are the ones that are in what you're talking about. That six thing. Six storage container.
Yes.
The rack.
Yes.
How would you label the sides of them, though?
So there is a spot for sticker or a label. So
Okay.
some of the ones from Festool come with a sticker on them, like the Forstner bit set and the ratchet set. They come with an actual Festool label on there with what's in it. But you can also just label the side. So what I've done for the ones that I have, I
Just
just
so everybody-
used
I just shared the screen so
a
everybody
little
can see
label
what that
printer.
looks like.
Yeah. You just use your label printer, and
Yeah.
because I guess you could label that top edge on the lid.
Yep.
Yeah, I went nuts with my label maker this weekend or yesterday.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Let's say.
Here, Matt. That way you can see how it is, the full thing. Let me turn this around.
Okay.
So it's going to be looking like
Ooh,
this,
Pretty.
Mm-hmm.
and then it's going to have a chain on it to fall down with the hinges, and it'll be like this. And so you can put your spices on one side, your utensils on the other side, and you can use this as a cutting board.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Cool.
yeah. It'll have a locking mechanism on top,
Mm-hmm.
and then chain link on it to have a tension of 160 pounds.
There you go.
Not bad.
Steve, do you have one?
I do. So
Oh, look
this
at
is
that.
this is the new Forstner bit set.
Okay.
So it goes in this way, or if you want, you can put it in the opposite way where it doesn't. I don't know if you're trying to make my screen larger, but it's
I
not.
am. It's not working.
So
That's me.
okay.
There we go.
So this is the Festool label, and then
Still me.
that's still you. And then this is just what I did with the other ones. You know, I just put a
There
little
we go.
label on it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a label. This is the ones that I got that are just mini sustainers, and then this is the one with, you know, from Festool.
Can you open that case up? I just want to see what it looks like inside. I'm curious, like a cat. Okay. So they just did basically an insert in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Go
5.
up to an inch and a half.
Okay.
So
Half
I
inch
thought-
to inch and I think it's inch and a half.
I thought about kind of doing the same thing, except for alternating the way that they're put in there.
So you
And
can
then
get
this
more
is
in.
just
Yeah,
this is just the
corner clamp.
other one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those 45. Oh, those 45.
Collins
clamps.
clamps.
Mustachio, your mic's messed up again.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Yes, it is.
Sorry, Mr. Bill.
So how do those sustainers stay in the rack? Do they lock in or do they just sit in there?
They do lock in. So if you have the
Yeah.
older style, so I don't know if you can see the bottom, but on the bottom there's a little dovetail on the foot. I don't know if you can kind of see that. That here,
There you
see
Yeah,
a
go.
little
okay.
dovetail. So that latches in. So when you slide it in, it latches in.
And it's got a
Um,
spring that pushes it back out. Yeah.
Correct.
You just push it in, kind of lift it up, and it slides out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you push it in, and it just kind of drops down like a eighth of an inch.
Yep.
For that to catch on.
Nifty.
Yeah. I messed with them over at Tyler's, and I went, "Yep, got to get that. I'm on the
Yeah.
hunt."
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
looking-
I didn't realize that at the time, I didn't realize that Tanos and Festool were basically the same company. And
Well, Tanos makes it's another company that Festool parent company owns, and they make all the
TTS owns. Yeah.
right.
they make all the sustainers for Festool.
And so I kept looking for it on Tanos' website, and they were sold out. They're sold out. They're sold out. And Joey mentioned to me, "Hey, let's go on Festool. They have the same thing." And I was, "What?" Went over there, and I bought it that day.
They're back in stock right now.
Yeah. I already
And I just noticed the first aid kit's back in stock too.
yeah.
But it's $100 just for the box, and then you still have to stock it.
That's right.
I'm like, oh, I really want that red case. So,
Is my
I'm
audio
actually-
back?
Speak.
Yes? No? Maybe?
You sound better.
Oh, that's super.
not great, but better.
I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
yeah.
normal.
Still sound like yourself. But we can't improve that.
Yeah, take what we can get.
Oh, AI. You know.
That's how we know you're AI, because your audio keeps messing up.
Computer can't keep up.
That's right.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah,
we got the mustache, so we got to have a different voice every once in a while for him.
Every now and then.
It distorts it. Yeah, I'm really interested in playing with all those small like sustainers to be able to see what I can fit in there, because I think that what I can do is I can flip flop and do opposite sides. So if I split them in half and do opposite sides, if I do a 1.5 inches and then do like a 3/8 and keep on alternating, I think I could fit all 12. I think it's 12 that I have Forstner bits.
Well, here, hold on. Let me share my screen and see if this might work for you.
Okay, why don't you share it? Come on, do it.
If you'll give
Link
me
to
2
what
seconds.
we're talking about, I put in the private chat.
What about that?
How tall is that?
Forstner drill bit set. What size is that? Is that the size?
It's in the small.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
Have you sent that link yet?
Ooh, that's pretty.
It
You
is
talking to
pretty.
me?
Yeah.
Here, I'll copy it. I'll send it.
Send it.
Make sure you print that at 100% infill, Matt.
Exactly.
No,
That's
this
what a man
is
would do.
a
It's
$12
foam.
product. It's
Yeah.
a $12 product from the Sustainer store. So
Fine.
Have we thought about printing those smaller sustainers?
Could you?
I haven't, because
I mean-
quite honestly, I think the amount of time, it's just easier to order the darn things. I mean, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
and I've got this Sustainer that I 3D printed.
But what if you already did?
Yeah,
And
And-
I've done that too.
Exactly.
and there you go.
Is that the same size as the small?
I don't know. I haven't measured it yet.
Well, hold
No,
on. I can tell you the measurements.
Matt blew
You want-
his up. Matt blew his up to the biggest size for his build
That I can
plate.
print on my bed. Yeah.
Do you want the measurements to compare?
Hold, please. Because then I
6
went
inches.
taller as well. So
You want this in
How long did that
One-
take to print?
one, two World
it
Wars?
wasn't that
or
it wasn't that
everybody
bad actually. It was like I don't remember, but I don't think it was over 12 hours. So
Interesting.
and it's all got the feet, everything. It locks together, everything. They lock to each other, whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
So-
I think JR printed a couple of those too.
I did the small ones, yeah, but Matt was supposed to send me that file, the bigger one, so I could do it. I want to do
All I did is I
those.
blew up the small file.
Oh,
That's all
just
I did.
scale it in bamboo.
That's all I did is scaled it in bamboo.
But won't that throw off the locking mechanism?
No,
Well, as long as you
everything
have the
scale. You
same-
scale the whole thing together. So if you scale one
Okay.
plate, you scale all the plates that same scale.
Okay.
Yes.
All
What he
right.
Let me know when you ready for the sizes.
You going in inches?
What do you want?
Inches.
Okay, outside diameter is
Diameter.
There's
2
no
point-
diameter.
outside height. You know what I mean? God,
Okay, height. Okay.
2.99 inches,
Yeah, I'm too tall. Go ahead.
10.43 inches wide,
Yeah, I'm too short.
and
And depth,
6.73 is depth.
I'm perfect on that.
Yeah, that width, you'll never be able to do that on that build plate.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
because it's millimeter. It's 265 wide.
It's like
No, I
10
can't. You're right. I can't do it on the build
Yeah,
plate that
like
way.
10
Yeah,
by 10. 10 by
Yeah.
10.
One of the
is
new
big
R2D2 printers in order to do that.
I do.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Spend $1,200 or $1,300 on the Creality one, just so you can print free small sustainer.
Which you can buy for what, $39?
20. I've got them in my
29?
cart right now for $20.
So the stainer themselves is 20. It's the case itself that's 189 or something like that, isn't it?
No.
No, it's
The
89.
rack itself is 75. Well, are we talking Festool prices or Sustainer store prices?
So stainer store is fine with me if they have them.
Sustainer store,
Yeah.
the whole rack is with the boxes included is
Mhm.
$179.
Right. It's what I paid
Same at
for it.
Festool.
Yeah, famous like Festool. Yeah.
But that's also with the more expensive sustainers. If you do it with the other sustainers, it's a little cheaper. Because I'm just doing the base S76. So then it comes
These.
out to
And actually, it was
Oh,
Mustachio that turned me on to these right here. Because that's, I mean,
Yeah, I printed 2 of them. Just to
and he
hold.
printed them
hold
like
random.
the normal size, and I went, let's do that bigger.
oh.
So
And then I printed the tray. Printed the tray with 100% infill, and I went to take that off the build plate, and I was like, "Whoa, that's heavy."
Well, dang it! The way I'm built, the way I'm putting this together, it's actually cheaper to buy it as a kit and not do the custom colors. Never mind.
Custom.
Yeah,
Well,
but it won't be custom.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's $40 more if you do the custom colors versus not. I'm gonna save the $40 and just have everything.
Well,
You're
you're not
never
going
gonna
to
get a
custom
logo
with
on
that
it.
attitude. You're never.
You're not
it's
gonna
not
get a
Logo
black-
on it. Come on.
Come on,
I mean,
BJ. Your happiness is worth that
Not with
$40.
that
Exactly.
attitude, you're not.
Yeah.
And then Joey says, "Not with that attitude, you're not."
Yeah.
If I want
Yeah,
it custom,
wish
I've got
Joey
spray
would
paint.
use them.
I can pull the latches off and spray paint the latches, a custom whatever color I want.
Well,
Just
can't
print
you
the
just
latches.
print the latches?
Yeah.
Oh well, then
That'd
yeah,
be-
there you go.
Yeah, just 3D print any color you want.
Any
Yeah.
color you want, as long as it's black.
But the downside is now I'm going to have to add another
Well, that's
$35.
Art.
another $35 to my cart to get free shipping.
Oh,
So
order another
so
one.
really what I'm hearing is that the custom colors only
It was
at
actually
$5.
cheaper.
right?
It's $5 more.
Yes. What Victor
That's some
said. Put your
workshop
logo
math
on
right
the
there.
latch. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, I can do that. Dang it. All right. I
Do
gotta
it.
redo
Do it. Bacardi Coke.
Do it.
Inserts. Let's see what inserts I can find.
Buy all the things. Every night, one of us freaking buys something.
I'm not
Yeah.
buying it right now. I'm setting it in my cart so it's there.
Mine's in my
I'm
cart,
ready
ready
to
to
buy
go. As soon as I'm going to find a couple more foam inserts. Daggone.
You're gonna buy it.
Yep.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Doesn't somebody have a link? In
Link in the
Steve,
bio?
don't you have a link? Don't you have a link for that for the Sustainer store or something?
I do not know. Just
What?
US Stolen
What?
Fast.
I don't think they do that.
I
It'd be a
don't
lot
think they
cooler
do
if you did. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Tyler, out of all the people that we know, Tyler might.
No, he already told me he doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't think they do it.
I don't think so either. Be a lot cooler if they did.
Yeah.
Sure would.
Does that get me close enough?
Out of the things.
Yes.
So over $30, you get free shipping, right?
Over $250, you get free shipping.
Whoa, that's different from 30.
A lot.
Yeah, I
different.
thought you said 30. I didn't know you said 250. Holy crap! What are you buying now?
No. I need $30 more to get free shipping.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
What's cool is they look at the number before your discount to give you that free shipping. So it's prior to your discount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
I was
know,
like, holy crap! How much is it? What? So how much is each sustainer then?
The ones I'm ordering. Hang on. Hold, please.
please hold.
Because I'm ordering one more of the M89. They're $60. But I'm just ordering the empty sustainer. The Rack 6 is $179, but with my discount, it's $161. I wonder if I can remove this.
Is there any other inserts? Here we are sitting there shopping online here in front of people. What the
Right.
heck are we doing here? Looks like Joey is the only one getting free shipping.
This is going to be a great podcast to put out, too, by the way.
Uh-huh.
The boys go
Hey,
shopping.
some of them. I looked on my
right.
Amazon. I didn't see any.
I got my order total down to 257. Oof. I did the Forstner bit and the drill bit insert.
Was that plastic? Remind me, was that plastic or foam?
The Forstner bit is foam. The drill bit insert's plastic.
And you can't 3D print those, or no?
You can,
Oh,
but
you still
with
could.
without that extra $26 in there, I'm gonna pay
Okay, shipping.
$20 in shipping. So spend $6, get spending $6 more.
Free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not have to take the time to 3D print them.
Right.
So,
Not with that
'cause
attitude.
that gives me time to 3D print other stuff for the other 4 boxes that are coming in. And I've got to fill the M89 sustainer, so I've got to print all the bins for that too.
boxes. Man, did we start an organization trend?
Hey, you know what?
Yeah, I mean, Lido did a whole reel on his.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
The Woodshop Organization Podcast, brought to you by CMP.
You guys got me to start printing all the Gridfinity for my tools and all that stuff, so that's what I'm doing.
You're welcome.
So you know the small sustainers, right? You know they sell the clear lids for those
Yeah, they make a sustainer. Well, no. You don't. Not the lid.
with dividers.
You have to buy the sustainer with the clear lid. That
Uh,
clear piece is a piece that goes inside the sustainer to hold your stuff in place. Yeah, so you can still see what's inside the clear sustainer.
because they don't come with clear lids.
Yeah, they do. They have a clear
Yeah,
lid one.
They do now.
Mine's not.
So if you go to sustainers, go to the sustainer drop down and just click on the S.
I'm looking at this router. I found this router bit insert too. It's on a 45. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. Then they have the Sustainer 3S76 transparent lid. It's $4 more for the clear lid one.
All right, we need to stop shopping. Should we just wrap this up?
Right?
Probably.
We're an hour and 40 minutes in. Yeah, let's wrap it up and we'll shop in the after show.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all stopping by and
Yeah.
Yes.
Come
Thanks
back
everyone for joining. We'll be
Sunday.
we'll be back on Sunday
Nice.
with Steve Mosley from Making It Home.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We'll see you there.
Joey will be back.
Yep, Joey will be here.
And if you're not a Patreon, go sign up.
Exactly. Then you get
There
all
you
the nice stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, especially
hang
since our
out.
new sponsor is going to be donating some free stuff.
Exactly.
They're all
Oh,
wondering,
speaking
what
of,
you guys gonna go into? Well, you have a Patreon, you would know about those private chats.
oh,
Yes.
I got a box. I got a box.
What's in the box?
In the box.
What?
I don't know.
We
what
just
that
see
is.
You see a banner. Is what you see.
See a banner.
Banner?
Ooh.
Oh,
Blue.
Boston!
Boston.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
now.
baby. Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
That's pretty.
Telling you. I'm pretty psyched about this right here. Got a banner to hang up.
Nice.
Yes. So go over and check our sponsor, Boss Dog Wood Glue.
Mhm.
And thank
We
you,
can buy it.
everyone.
The
for
only
joining.
glue that matters. The only glue that matters.
Heck yeah.
We'll,
right.
we'll check y'all on the flippity flip.
Flippy flop.
See y'all
Bye.
Sunday.
Later.
Have a good night.
Bye.